Hi, hello, namaste. Welcome back to Needs of Children. We are discussing about 10th standard English medium social science lesson number 5 history, social and religious reformation movement. Let's come to the in this unit you learn very important topics like establishment of Brahmo Samaj and reformations, young Bengal Movement, establishment of Arya Samaj and reformations. Reformations led by Prarthana Samaj, ideas of Satya Shodhaka Samaj, Aligarh movement, Ramakrishna movements, ideologies, Theosophical Society, Narayana Guru, Dharma Paripalana Yagam, Periyar. So these are the very important learning points from this lesson. Before going to be get these are all the social religious reformation, let's come to the introduction for this lesson. Social reformation is an attempt to reform a society that practices discrimination among its members. As when come to the part of India, it is society discriminating in many aspects. The society is practices so much of discrimination its members, so that reformation strives to bring back such a society into the fold human values. Some of the knowledgeable people, some of the social reformers, they have tried to bring the human values, what the happening of discrimination in the society. The basic aim of Reformation movement is to declare the value of individuals' self-respect. That is the motto of social reformation movement, because each human being, every human being, he has his own or her own value of individuals' self-respect. So here the 19th century is considered as the Reformation and reawakening time in the history of India. Because of the 19th century, it is in the life of Indians, it is a rebirth, reformation, reawakening. Because of during 19th century, all the reformation movements has been undertaken during the 19th century. With the implementation of English education, a new class of educated Indians was created. By the providing of the English education, a new class created by the Indians. Many European concepts like democracy, nationalism, equality started finding roots in India. As you know that the concept of democracy, for the people, by the people, of the people, from the people, nationalism, one's own loving towards his country, equality, treating as equal. So these are the very important concepts has been finding the roots in India. Many Indians who received English education started analyzing their own society. As they could get the English education, they have thinking about comparison about the concept of with their own society. The British too expressed their interest in reformation, reforming the society. That is also one of the very important new awakening reformation took place during 19th century. They put forth the theory of white man's burden. The British, they have been put the forth of theory white man's burden. They believed that it is their duty to civilize Indian as a civilized class of people. So that instead of taking the white man's burden, they try to civilize Indians, so that British made an attempt to protect their political and economic interests under the guise of this theory. They want to protect their political supremacy, economic strengthen. So using of this theory, many Indians started understanding the Indian tradition in new perceptions. Many of the social reformers and other thinkers, they have been started understanding the concept of our Indian tradition in a new perceptions, a new identity called as Indian. Till this word it is not existed during the 19th century. Under the concept of nationalism, the word Indian was born. Many communities like Shudras and other neglected communities and women lacked many rights. They are facing, even they are suffering in the society, especially those who are lower categories, lower communities, even neglected communities. Women, they are lagging behind to express their freedom, enjoy the rights. So in this critical condition, many movements opposed these at different timelines in the history of India. Unlike movements in the Middle Ages and ancient times, the movements during the British period were different, as we have identified during the Bhakti movement and other Middle Ages, ancient time movements. Rather than those movements during the British period, the movements were entirely different. Issues like caste system, gender discrimination, sati system, widow remarriage, restriction system, denial of education to Shudras and other lower communities were addressed by these movements. Basically, Middle Ages, ancient times, those are try to bring the religious harmony between the communities. But during the British period, they concentrated on a major issues like caste system, gender discrimination, sati system, widow remarriage, restriction system, denied education to Shudras and lower communities. So that is the reason the 19th century it has took the lot of importance. Among that, many prominent people like Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Dayananda Saraswati, Ranade, Jyotiba Phule, Swami Vivekananda, Annie Besant, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, Periyar, Narayana Guru became the part of these movements. These are the heroes of social reformation movements. One of the main features of this period is the attempt to made to stop social evils by the prohibiting them through law. That is one of the main feature, because during those periods the attempt to made the social evils by the prohibiting of them through the law. Let's come to as the above heroes of social religious reformation movement. One by one we are going to get the information what they are trying to reform the society. Among that, Raja Ram Mohan Roy. And you can see the pictures of our prominent social reformers. Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Narayana Guru, Annie Besant, Dayananda Saraswati, Swami Vivekananda and others. So first we are going to get the contributions of Brahmo Samaj, the creator of Swami Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Raja Ram Mohan Roy, born on 1772, died on 1833, is the chief initiator of social reformation. So we can consider as he is the chief initiator of social reformation in India. During modern times, he had deep knowledge in Sanskrit, Persian and Arabic literature. Why he was called as the chief initiator of social reformation in India? Because the depth knowledge about in the languages of Sanskrit, Persian and Arabic literature. He was well versed in Hindu philosophical critique and Quran. Not only the above languages, even he had the lot of knowledge towards the philosophical depth over the Hindu as well as Quran scriptures. Apart from this, he had also studied other religious which are found in India critically. He had even learned the Hebrew and Greek to read Bible in its original form, such as a craving for knowledge. So really the appreciable character that is by Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Even though to know about other religions, he learned the Hebrew language as well as Greek language to know about the Bible, the holy book of Christians. So that he started Atmiya Sabha in Calcutta along with some friends. The Sabha aimed at eradicating social religious maladies from the society of Bengal. That is the reason he started with some friends, that is called as Atmiya Sabha. Then after he started one of the very important religious movement named called as Brahmo Samaj in the year 1828. He wanted to purge Hinduism by removing caste system and superstitious. Because of during those days our Hindu religion, it is full of practicing caste system as well as the practicing of superstitious. Raja Ram Mohan Roy and other Brahmo Samaj followers wanted to rebuild a new Hindu society based on the philosophical foundations of Upanishads. Because of, as we are going to be considered the concept of Upanishads, you have studied in 8th standard how the concepts of Upanishads, such a wonderful concepts we can see in the Upanishads. So that under the Brahmo Samaj and followers of his Brahmo Samaj, including Raja Ram Mohan Roy, they try to build Hindu society based on the philosophical foundations and the Upanishads. Due to his efforts, then Governor General of William Bentinck brought new law prohibiting sati system in 1829. So you have studied about the concept of sati system. As under the Rajput women's, they are practicing if husband has died in the funeral fire, wife has to be sacrifice her life diving into the funeral fire. Such an inhuman practice by the effort of Raja Ram Mohan Roy, they brought the law to prohibiting the sati system in the year 1829. Raja Ram Mohan Roy tried to develop rationality among the common people through journalism, so that he chose the build the rationality and nationality among the common people of Indians. That is the reason he started the writing the articles, books. He published a journal named called as Samvada Kaumudi in Bengali language to awaken the young people's mind. So as we are going to be see some of the very important aspects of Brahmo Samaj. Among that, he advocated monotheism, worshipping of single god. Monotheism. Mono means single. So he mainly stressed about the monotheism, and even opposed the meaningless rituals, as we consider as the religious of Hindu, it's a full of rituals, so that he opposed mainly the meaningless rituals. And the third one, every person should live with dignity and no law or ritual should violate this provision. So that is also has brought to one of the very important aspect as Brahmo Samaj. And the fourth one, Brahmo Samaj intended to assure equality to women by opposing polygamy. As the polygamy, marrying or the person has many wives, so that he mainly assure the equality to women by opposing the polygamy. We have to give the importance to women also. He advocated for the share in property to honor dignity of life to widow. It also opposed to child marriage. Even recently it is given to women for their property from the year 1989. So after marriage, women also get the property rights. So that is also the honor of property right, dignity, it has been given. And he also, Brahmo Samaj also opposed child marriage. Brahmo Samaj declared that one can take good things from anywhere. So it also declared that Upanishads and Vedas also advocated these principles. He was open to receive good thoughts even from the West. He gave importance to English education. Because of, he declared that Upanishads and Vedas, they are the well-versed. We have to receive, we have to adapt those concepts in our life. And even we have to open our mind to receive the good thoughts from the West. Nothing but British. So he gave the importance to getting English education. So apart from these, Raja Ram Mohan Roy wanted to Indians to welcome the thinking process of the Europeans. When compared to the thoughts of Indians, it was very low. So that mainly attempted, he wanted to Indians to welcome the thinking process of Europeans. In this background, he supported the establishment of many schools and a Vedanta college in Calcutta. He only supported the establishment of many schools in among that Vedanta college in Calcutta. Rabindranath Tagore has called Raja Ram Mohan Roy as the harbinger of modern India, progenitor of Indian social reformation movement, the prophet of Indian nationalism. Really, what the Rabindranath Tagore has called the quotations given to Raja Ram Mohan Roy, really it's apt, because of today what we are receiving the education. Today what the women are enjoying the life of property. Today what girls are mainly, they are getting the protection from the child marriage. Behind that the role, we have to remember Mr. Raja Ram Mohan Roy. By saying these words, Tagore has summarized the contributions of Raja Ram Mohan Roy and Brahmo Samaj to Indian social reformation. So that is the concept about the Raja Ram Mohan Roy, and also his Brahmo Samaj. So let's come to the one more personality of social religious Reformation movement, that is considered as the Young Bengal Movement. So it is also one of the very important social Reformation movement, and who has started this Young Bengal Movement and who is contributor for this Young Bengal Movement. The wave of modernization started moving across the North India during 19th century. We can call the era of 19th century, it's a full of movements. So that entire the north part of India, it's a wave of modernization. Calcutta was the center of this new thinking. Calcutta has become as a center for new thinking, new awakening, new reformation. New movements were started arising during 1820s and 1830s. We have already learned the contribution of Brahmo Samaj. During this period, another movement called as Young Bengal Movement took birth. So this movement was started by Henry Louis Vivian Desrosiers, the person behind the Young Bengal Movement was started by Henry Louis Vivian Desrosiers, born on 1809, died on 1831. His father was a Portuguese and his mother was an Indian. So we can call him as a Anglo-Indian. Desrosiers is an Anglo-Indian. Desrosiers served as a professor at Hindu College of Calcutta from 1826 to 1831. To his teaching became his committed followers. So such a way he got the followers by teaching. Desrosiers was influenced by the various movements of Europe and tried to instill the same spirit of free inquiry in the minds of his students and colleagues. As we can see the many various movements in European. So like French Revolution, American Revolution. So these are the two very important movements has been opened the eyes of the people of world. So those movements inspired to Desrosiers has given the spirit to free inquiry in the minds of his students as well as colleagues. He also worked towards the creating textbooks to inculcate new education system. So as we get the information about Raja Ram Mohan Roy was provided a very important contribution to bring new education system in India. But further continued by Desrosiers towards working the creating textbooks to inculcate in the new education system. So this angered many traditionalists, but still he went ahead to start the Academic Association in the year 1828, a free thinking debate association which created new thinking across the Bengal. So as the concept of to bring the textbook, new textbook, creating the textbook, that it was many traditionalists are angered, but he went started the Academic Association in the year 1828. A free thinking debate has been organized to new thinking across the Bengal. The Young Bengal Movement held discussions and debates on the issues like nature, humanism, God and other various topics. Derozio worked towards spreading the message that only rational thinking would liberate the people from the clutches of superstitious and social discrimination. The major evils of the society. India is suffering majorly the superstitions and social discrimination. We have come out only by rational thinking. That is the route to come out of the superstitious as well as social discrimination. So that he advocated of women rights and opposed caste-based discrimination. So he highlighted that is the rights of women as well as opposed the caste-based discrimination. Many of his students who had come from traditional families were deeply influenced by the Derozio's thoughts and joined their hands in spreading the movement across the Bengal. Many of his students, they are basically from the traditional families and they are also deeply influenced by the Derozio's thoughts and they joined the hands with Derozio and spread the movement in the entire Bengal. The influence of this movement was limited to Calcutta and few areas of the Bengal. So it is only concentrated and it is limited to Calcutta and few places of Bengal. Whereas Derozio had to resign from his teaching post due to the pressure from his colleagues and his opponents. As name and fame has been increased, obviously the pressure it has been increased to the post to the Derozio. That is the reason he has to resign his post of teaching. So these people feared that the youth are getting morally corrupted. So by the work of Derozio. So finally, Derozio died at the very young age of 22 years due to cholera. Such a wonderful contribution and the new concept of education system, the awakened minds to the youths, it is come to an end. So those are the contributions of the Derozio. So that's it about today's session. I hope you have understood till now what we are discussing. In case if you having any doubts related to this concept, you can comment in the comment box. I will solve your doubts and I will come back with the next video. Until, keep watching my channel. Thank you. Have a nice day. See you in the next session. Bye bye. Take care.